What happened, Christina?
A lot happened, Drew.
You in the Tyra moment was scary.
It was scary. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I mean, I was pretty shocked to be eliminated. I definitely thought that I was a strong contender and I would be able to hold on a bit longer. But I do regret that. I think it wasn't actually my work, but it was more that I didn't respond. I wasn't taking the criticism the way that I should have.
I think being a girl who is older in the competition and has a lot of experience, I think you brought that, and I think that was sometimes viewed as cockiness from you. Like sitting where I sit on the judging panel, like I could see you and I could say, here's a girl who still wants to learn, but you have your guard up a lot. Do you think that about yourself?
I didn't feel like I was pushed like in a direction of where I was learning. Like I was kind of confused, I think, like where I was supposed to.
I don't think it was confusing. I think sometimes you didn't want to get pushed in the ways that we wanted to push you. And I think that was always our issue with you, is that we wanted to take you in places. And like, for instance, the horror shoot. Fabulous. I feel like I got something amazing from you, and I feel like that week you did really well because you were listening and open and all of that type of thing. And some weeks you would close down, and I could definitely tell the Christina from one week to the next.
The house was very stressful for me. It was like being in high school. It really was. And it wasn't really, I mean, the week of the Raw shoot, I think that was really basically me at my wit's end. It was very emotional what we were supposed to be doing for the Raw shoot, and so I tried to open up, and it just didn't turn out very well. And I was just, for me, it was hurtful to be told that I need to wear makeup.
Really?
That's what Tyra said.
I don't think that anything we say is meant to be hurtful. I think it's meant to be helpful.
No one's ever told me that before. My skin is flawless. I have 0 pores. Like I'm sorry. I'm still waiting for my beauty campaign, which I expect to be happening very soon.
Well, confidence was never your problem. I would say that conflict was.
But see, I think it's funny from your standpoint, because I was asking to Stacey tips to have more confidence, because it might read that way, and maybe I overcompensate for the lack thereof.
You don't have confidence?
I don't think I do as much as people think I do.
Do you think that the confidence versus the conflict versus maybe how you present yourself may be standing in your way of some of those things that you want, like a beauty campaign?
Absolutely. I mean, I think spot on. Law was 100% right that maybe the reason why I haven't gotten as far as I should be maybe in my career right now is because I don't represent myself the way that I should. I'm a very shy person, and I think that it's hard for me to just I don't want to be too vulnerable because I am very sensitive as well. So I think until I really trust the situation.
See, the way that you view yourself versus the way that I view you are two totally separate stories. Like shy and not having the confidence that you feel you have are basically the two opposite things that I would put in the Christina bucket.
It's bizarre. I definitely do live in a world of my own, but and I think that's partially just from traveling and I like my take on things usually, but I definitely should listen and be more moldable. I think if I was more moldable, that would help too.
So talk to me a little bit more about the girls in the house, like Brendy and Liberty. I know that
Brendy K is a nightmare.
Okay. Why is that?
She's just a loose cannon.
Okay. What about Liberty?
I think that she's really ambitious and she's a hard worker, and I admire her for those things. I can at least, admire her for being a strong person and being true to who she is. Brendy K is just kind of all over the place and doesn't really realize necessarily how hurtful she could be to other people.
And is there anyone in the house that you made friends with that you think that you'll continue your relationships with?
Yeah, I really like Christina. I definitely hope to see her in New York. I hope to see Liz again. I like Erin. Like, for the most part, like, I would, if any one of the girls like called me up and said, hey, I'm in New York, do you want to grab a juice or get lunch? I would be more than happy.
But would you call them?
Good question. Yeah, I mean, if I was in North Carolina, for example, I would hit up Ivana, or, you know, I would call Maggie. Maggie's an excellent photographer, actually.
Awesome.
I would definitely do that.
What was a piece of advice that one of the judges, anyone, gave you that you remember and that has been helpful to you?
I remember you telling me that I'm very smart, and that has been very helpful to me in remembering that I can do other things besides modeling, and that maybe if I did do more things, I would maybe it would come off better because the other parts of me would shine.
Why does that make you emotional?
Because it's frustrating to not feel like I'm advancing or that I advanced in this competition.
Did you want to do more?
Of course, yeah. I mean, you know, it's funny to me, like, I was being asked a lot, like, why I was here, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to be here, if I didn't believe in myself, or that I didn't want to push myself and I didn't want to challenge myself. But I really thought that the challenges would be more in the competition and less in the house.
Really? But that's part of real life too, right? So it's like...
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that was really good for me to have this like real people experience again, like really learning how to deal with people. I mean, because I do have the luxury to go on set for 8 hours if there's someone there that I don't really get along with, or, you know, I can still go home and do whatever it is that I want to do.
What is something, because the end I feel was not how you wanted to leave this competition.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely
so
not.
what would you say to Tyra now?
I would really want to thank her for the experience, thank her for believing in me and giving me the opportunity, and that I did really learn a lot, and I wish I could have learned more.
I'm gonna ask you some quick fire questions. Okay. And these are just fast, so just tell me. Who's the messiest in the house?
Maybe Liz.
Who's the horniest?
Gina is the one that does the most horniest things, like rubbing her on the floor.
Who's the funniest?
Kyla's hilarious.
Who's the craziest?
Brandy K.
All right, Christina, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
I'll give you hugs.
Okay.
Bye.
Are you ready for more fabulous face-offs?
Well, only the next level fear survives, so make sure to subscribe so you can follow along on the competition for the crowning of America's Next Top Model.